Alright YouTube, how's it going? My name is Seth Potter. I am a photographer and father and blah blah blah, you know the gist. And in this video I wanted to talk about the Fujifilm XT5. I've owned this camera for a little bit over a year now, and I can say with confidence that this is one of my favorite Fujifilm cameras, even with the autofocus issues that we will talk about. Small disclaimer here, I do have a soft spot for Fujifilm. They were my very first camera. My very first camera that I ever bought for myself was a Fujifilm X Pro 2 and the 35mm f2. So I do have a little bit of a soft spot for them. But other than that, Fuji doesn't know I exist, no money, nothing. You know, this is my own opinion on this camera. I purchased it with my own money, yada yada yada, you know the drill. Okay, so let's talk about the XT5. One of my favorite things about the XT line of cameras is the dials. I freaking love manual control dials. It's so nice to just be able to adjust your exposure triangle right from the camera. There's nothing back here. There's nothing, you know what I mean? It's on top of the camera right there. You can see all of it. And, you know, like I was saying, exposure triangle, it's actually shaped like a triangle. You see, there's the 3 points of your exposure triangle, your ISO, your shutter speed, and your aperture. It's all right there in the shape of a triangle. Isn't that nice? Yeah, I think maybe that's why I was able to pick up manual photography so quickly, is because I had all those dials on my X Pro 2. Anyway, back to the XT5. I wouldn't call this camera small. I think it's more of a medium-sized camera. Of course, the lens definitely changes how big the camera looks. I have the 56 1.2 on here. You know, that's a relatively big lens for this camera body, so it makes the whole package appear a little bit bigger. It's pretty light for what it is. It's durable. I haven't, you know, I can't say that I've dropped it, but I think it would survive a fall if I had. What else can we talk about? Oh, the finish. The finish. This finish, it's paper thin. It chips off if you look at it funny. I've got chips here and here, and then there's some scratches over here. And guys, this camera spent approximately a month in a camera bag while I was using other cameras like my Leica Q3 and my new Lumix that I'm recording this video on. And it came out of a padded camera bag with more chips than it went in with. How? So, you know, if you want a camera to look like you've loved it a lot and used it a lot very quickly, then get this, because it'll get there. It'll get all chipped and scratched, and you'll barely have to try. So yeah, the finish is without question lower quality than other Fujifilm cameras. Okay, moving on. I find the grip to be pretty comfortable and secure, although I did prefer the more rounded, softer grip on the XT3 and XT2. I mean, I'm sure that there's a lot of people out there who are going to prefer this more substantial grip. A little bit of a deeper finger well there. You can really get a hold on it. And it's definitely not going to slip out of your hand. There's no way. So that's nice, but I do prefer the more comfortable feel of the older cameras. Okay, the dials are clicky. The aperture rings are nice on almost all the Fuji lenses. I've never had a dial move on me. I have had these guys up here, the command rings, the spinny rings, you know, I have had those move on me, and I have had the aperture ring occasionally slip over a third of a stop or so on me. But you know, what can you do? That's the price of aperture rings, I guess. Overall, I think the build quality is fine. You know, did it go down when Fuji moved production to China? It most certainly did. I think that the XT2, X Pro 2, the X100V, those cameras that were made in Japan were made better. It's just how it is, you know. Let's see, what else can we talk about here? Tilt screen. The tilt screen's pretty nice. I like a tilt screen. I prefer a tilt screen to a flippy screen. That's just me, though. If you're behind your camera more often than you're in front of your camera, a tilt screen's better. If you're in front of your camera more often than you're behind your camera, a flippy screen's better. Just how it is. So that's a good way to make your decision on what camera you're going to get. Are you going to be behind it more, or you're going to be in front of it more? Alright, usability of this camera. It has 7 custom functions, which is quite a few. You can use those to set the camera up for different situations, like maybe you have a setting for street photography, maybe you have one for sports or portraits. You could have all 3 of those plus 4 more, or maybe you're somebody who messes with all of the Fujifilm recipes that people mess with the JPEGs. I don't really do that. I shoot RAW. I'm not really into JPEG. Not at all into JPEG, actually. I can't bring myself to shoot JPEG. I want the options of RAW. But it is what it is. If you shoot JPEG, then you'll love Fujifilm cameras. There's a ton of options in there. You can really get in there and fine-tune your JPEGs into what you want them to look like. Lots of options in that part. Alright, so what else? There are a ton of customizable buttons on this camera. To program your buttons, all you have to do is hold down this button here, the display back button. You hold that down, and a little menu will come up with all of your options to change all the settings for all of the programmable buttons. Let's see. Image stabilization. You get about 7 stops of image stabilization. I really appreciate in-body image stabilization in cameras because I like to do a lot of dragging the shutter, I think is what it's called. Long exposures, but not super long. I like to incorporate motion into my photos as often as I can, and IBIS helps me do that by giving me still a motion subject. Somebody's moving, I'll still get motion blur, but the rest of them where they're not moving will be sharp. That makes sense? I'm sure there's some images in here that will show that. The IBIS is also, I guess, in theory useful for video too, although I do not use Fujifilm for video. These are my photography cameras. I take pictures with Fujifilm, I don't shoot videos. Battery life. The XT5 uses the new, well, I guess it's not new anymore, it's been out for a couple of years, but these new bigger batteries. Pretty nice. I can't say that I've really noticed the batteries, which that's a pretty big change from the previous battery, because when I was shooting the X Pro 2 and the XT2, I'd be running around with like 4 or 5 extras of those for each camera. I had like 10 plus at one time. I had a lot of batteries, and now I only have 3 in total. I think that probably says a lot on its own for the battery life for this camera. Alright, so let's talk about image quality. You really can't go wrong with Fuji. These cameras produce some just beautiful photos. Always have, probably always will. They just nail it with the image quality, in my opinion. Don't really have much to say about image quality. It's just, it's good. It's good. I think we all kind of agree that Fujifilm makes good pictures. Okay. So, image quality, I don't use the film simulations anymore. When I first bought an X Pro 2, I used the image simulations a lot. They really helped me to, the film simulations. I really used those a lot when I was first learning to shoot because they kind of helped me skip that editing process and get a good result. You know what I mean? Yeah, you know what I mean. Alright, so we do have a 40 megapixel sensor in this camera. That's a lot of resolution. Do you need 40 megapixels? Probably not. What I use that extra resolution for is to simulate X-pan kind of stuff. You know, you crop the top and the bottom off, you end up with a really wide picture. Very cinematic, you know, very cool looking. I think it's a lot of fun. Those end up being about 24 megapixels, give or take. 20, 24, somewhere in there. Which is really nice because that's what I'm used to working with in the first place, because this is the first camera I ever bought that had more than 26 megapixels in it. So I'm pretty happy with the 40. It's given me a lot of room to play and experiment that I felt like I didn't have before. All right, low light performance. I'm very happy with the noise this camera produces, which there's not a lot of it really. There is more than what you get on a full frame sensor just because it's APS-C. That's just kind of the nature of the beast. But it's very grain-like, if I could explain it. Like, it's like film. It's not that gross color noise that you used to get. I don't think there's really any modern camera that has bad ISO performance these days. Alright, let's talk about reliability. This camera has been exceptionally reliable for me. There has only been maybe 1 or 2 situations where it froze up, and all I had to do to remedy that was pop the battery, pop it back in, back on the horse. Not a big deal. I haven't had any major software issues with this camera. Okay, finally we're going to address the elephant in the room, which is the autofocus. I have never tried a Sony camera, so I don't know what I'm missing. Fujifilm works well enough for me, and this camera is on the 4.0 firmware, the most recent one, with Real Ace and all that. I have not noticed that I'm getting more out of focus shots than I usually do. Of course, I operate on acceptable sharpness, not perfect sharpness, so maybe that would make a difference. Your mileage may vary. Now, I need to say again, I don't use Fuji cameras for video, so maybe the video autofocus is just words I can't say. That, you know, maybe it's that bad. I don't know. I haven't messed with it. I don't use these for video. I just don't. These are my photography cameras. You know, what I can say is that I have a 19-month-old, almost 20-month-old daughter, and as long as I'm using one of the lenses that has the linear motors in it, like this 23 1.4, it's gonna do a pretty good job at keeping up. I just really don't have enough context to judge the autofocus system in this. I know that I am happy with it, having not tried other things. Many other things. Okay. Fujifilm has said that there is going to be another firmware update for these cameras, the XH2, the XH2s, and hopefully the XT5 before the end of the year. If they do come out with one, I will drop a comment down below. I'll pin it, and I'll talk about that update, and I'll test it with my daughter and my wife, and we'll see if it's better or not, or if I even notice a difference. Alright, so ultimately, this is a good camera. It takes really great pictures. The autofocus can be questionable at the moment, but it does what I need it to do. I haven't noticed more out of focus pictures than normal. You know, I that's all I can say about the autofocus. It does what I needed to do, and that's take pictures. If you already own a good camera and you don't need the specific features that the XT5 offers, then I suggest maybe taking the $1,500 or $1,600 you'd spend on this and going on a vacation with the camera you do have. You know, you don't need this camera. You don't need these fancy lenses. Hell, I don't need these fancy lenses for 90% of what I do. You know, I think that you're better off taking the camera that you already own and spending $1,600, $1,700 and taking your family on a really cool trip for a week or however long that'll get you out the door and making memories that way. I mean, let's be real here. Your kid isn't going to care in 20 years if you were using a 24 megapixel camera, a 12 megapixel camera, or a 40 megapixel camera. What's going to matter is the memories that y'all made together and the pictures that were taken with whatever camera you had at the time. Alright, so that's the end of my video. I hope you enjoyed it. Go out there and take some pictures with whatever camera you've got. Don't feel pressured by the algorithm to buy the new thing. Don't let somebody else influence you into making purchasing decisions. You know what I mean? Alright, well, I really appreciate you watching. If you're so inclined, leave a like, maybe even subscribe. I'll see you in the next video.